Hello, everybody. It is September 19th, 2022. I am Drew.
I'm Tara.
Excuse me. And this is MELLONfight, a
MELLONfight.
sports and entertainment podcast. Sports and entertainment podcast. Sports and entertainment, Tara. People got to remember that.
They really do.
They forget. They're like, yo, there's so much sports.
And very little entertainment.
Very little entertainment. We got to get more sports listeners.
I know.
We're going to try today.
I like talking sports.
We're going to do some sports in today. And entertainment, obviously. God, my table's so fucking loud. It's like, crankle, crankle, crankle. Listen, we're lucky we only have like family friends and like as our listeners because they don't care about. But like when you get like real fans and stuff, they complain about dumb shit like, oh, the table. Oh, I hate when you do this. And this is like, man.
Yeah.
If we were, because they do that, like these super fans. If that ever happened, I'd be like, eat a sandwich, bitch.
Yeah. Go have a cold meat sandwich, you dunce.
Yeah, eat a cold meat sandwich, dunce. I'm going to not swear the rest of the episode, Tara. I like dunce. Right. That's good. I'm going to swear. I'm full of shit.
I think you swear a lot more than I do.
That's a fact, Jack. There's no denying that. There is no denying that. Dunce. I like that. That's going to be worked into my repertoire a lot more these days. Calling someone
That's a good one. Wearing a little dunce cap in the corner.
Miranda doesn't like that when I call her stupid or something like that. Like she takes it very personal.
Yeah.
Even though it's just like a you know, a non sequitur almost to me as like an insult. Like you're stupid. Dunce though.
I don't like that either.
Yes, because you're stupid too.
Okay.
You're stupid lady.
Okay.
I called you a lady, so you can't be that mad. A lady.
No.
But you're a dunce now.
Okay.
I'll try dunce on her, see how she feels about it.
I don't think she'll like it too much.
I agree, but that's her problem. She's not super happy today because I'm leaving for a couple weeks to go stay in Nashville.
Oh, I didn't know it was a couple weeks.
Yeah, 10 to 14 days, undecided at this point.
Nice.
We'll see. So, do you want to start off with football? You want to start off with some movie action? I just realized I couldn't talk, Tara.
Hello?
Oh, my headphones weren't plugged in all the way. That's why I wasn't hearing you very
good. Oh. Am I too loud now?
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. I
don't know. We could talk Batman Forever.
Let's start with Batman Forever. I feel like we don't start with the movie first ever. Some we used to, but we're going to start with the movie first. Batman Forever. I watched it in 2 parts. I watched it like it was a little mini series.
I did the first too, because you told me to.
45 minutes of it, and then I watched the second half of it, which I think felt about right. I watched basically up until the circus scene. That was the last scene I watched where they I watched up until they bring Robin into the mansion, and then I thought that was a good stopping point. And I watched the rest.
Yeah, I think that's what I did pretty much too when they brought him into the mansion.
I'll say this before we start. This wasn't one of those ones where it's like, you gotta see this one because it's pretty stupid. It's not very good.
I liked it.
No, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun, but it's also like real stupid. It's funny when I see these movies, not for the first time, for the 80th time. I watched this a lot when I was young, Tara. I loved Batman Forever, mostly because of the sweet soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
Were those songs even in the movie?
No, they weren't.
I was going to say
it wasn't until the end credits, and I listened to, and it only played the U2 song and the Seal song.
Yeah.
But it didn't even play the whole Seal song.
Yeah, like, what was this soundtrack?
It
was more like an album adjacent record.
Right, exactly.
Ridiculous. Well, I'll let you get into it. I'll let you start breaking it down. So Batman Forever. I should start giving a little background on these movies when we
Like when it was
yeah. A little quick little refresher for people. So
sure.
Batman Forever came out in 1995, made $336 million
Crazy.
at the box office. Had the sickest soundtrack. Well, it had two songs that were cool. It had one. I mean, it had. Let's be honest. It had one song that is iconic. Like,
Kiss from a Rose?
yeah, "Kiss from a Rose" is. I
Yeah,
don't know if it comes on, people get lit up. Like
they
they like
do.
it. They like "Kiss from a Rose." And would you
And
agree
it's
with that?
played like I think yeah, and I feel like since it's not played that often when it does come on, you're kind of like, "I forgot about this song. Like this is
Yeah.
awesome."
Well, when I worked at the hotel, we used to play at a couple. Brendy, I don't know if Brendy still listens or not, but Brendy and me and a couple other people, but mostly Brendy and me. I'm trying to think of who else was involved, but we would play "Kiss from a Rose" very loud in the lobby and sing along with it very loud in the lobby because we were a fun crew. We were a fun time.
Yeah.
Um, so, but yes, Val Kilmer was Batman, Jim Carrey the Riddler, Tommy Lee Jones Two Face, Nicole Kidman was Dr. Chase Meridian, the worst name ever for a character. Am I wrong?
I mean, I kind of like
You
it.
liked Chase Meridian as a name?
Yeah.
Stop it.
I like Chase for a Girl. I'm like, "Ooh,
Well, sure.
I like
I don't
that."
hate the name Chase, but Chase Meridian sounds like I don't know.
A doctor.
No, it sounds like some
Yeah.
like geological like fucking boundary line, like Chase Meridian. Like what are we doing?
It sounds like a psychologist to me.
I live in like the loudest neighborhood. Like something's banging around out there. You probably don't hear it, but it'll be heard.
Mm-mm.
Uh so okay, that's plenty of info. Chris O'Donnell's Robin.
Yeah, he was so cute. I forgot how cute he
Cute? I
was.
thought he looked like such a douche.
Oh, he was
His
cute.
look was rough. His like hairdo and his like
I mean, the hairdo wasn't
his
great, but
bad boy look. He was like such a man. I hated dudes like that in high school. These bad boys that were probably the softest people in town. Like, what is this guy?
I liked his like kind of martial arts stuff that he did.
Obviously, that's the
It was
funniest part of the
cool.
movie. It's like, why are you? First of all, why are you hanging up this like lame laundry, like, and not just throwing it in the dryer, homie? Like, why are you hanging it
Right.
up to
He's like,
dry? There's a dryer right there. What are you
yeah.
doing? It wasn't like it was like delicates. It was like a t-shirt and
No.
socks.
And like when he was done, he like looks at Alfred and winks. He's like, "Yeah,
Yeah, I did that, bitch.
I'm a badass."
I'm a badass.
And then there
Sorry.
was like a mop there for him to like mop up the wet.
Yeah, it was yeah. There was wet everywhere. He made a
Yeah,
fucking
because
mess.
he.
It was like all over the washer and dryer.
It
Fucking
was so
dumb.
stupid.
It's like, what is
It's
this?
so
Oh,
funny.
he could fight. It was basically showing us that he could fight. So
Yeah,
later, when he got in a fight, we were like, when did he learn to fight? He always knew how to fight.
definitely.
All right, I'll let you actually get into it now. What's your
So
what was your mindset going in to Batman Forever?
I know I've seen it before, but I didn't remember anything because unlike you, I probably only watched it one time in 95 when I was 10 years old. So I didn't know what to expect. I just like knew what the other Batmans were like, and this was very different than the other Batmans. Like to me, all the Batmans tend to be like a little bit dark, but this was almost like a live action cartoon type feel to it
Sure. Well,
because
it wasn't that different than the early Tim Burton Batmans. It was almost like the bridge from his Batmans to the next one, the Batman and Robin one, which is a total shit show. Like it was almost in between the two. Like the style, it wasn't very dark, like you said, but
hmm
its stylized was a little bit like the Tim Burton ones. But it just, but then it like went off the rails by the next one.
Well, I loved it because I thought it was so funny. I liked um Two-Face. He was so funny and like
Yeah,
over the top and wild.
yeah,
Um and just like a cartoon character.
yeah.
But then you had Jim Carrey, who was actually awesome in it. Like
Yes,
he was
absolutely.
amazing. Like
That's that's kind of the crazy thing about it. Over the top, nonetheless, but in like
yes, he's
a in a way that made complete and total sense. I felt
yeah.
like.
Like he was really eccentric, but then he
Hmm.
also had like some camp to him as well. Um his outfits were awesome too,
Yeah,
like just kind of how they changed throughout. I like he did an amazing job. I didn't remember
absolutely.
how good he was in this
Well,
movie.
this is when Jim Carrey is like firing on all cylinders. This is what I said, 1995, right? Like so, 1995. So 94. This is the most insane important thing. In 1994, The Mask comes out, Dumb and Dumber comes out, and Ace Ventura: Pet Detective come out. The reverse order of what I just said, but that's all 1994. That's just 1 year prior to this. So he's like the
Wow.
biggest star on the planet when this movie comes out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
isn't that insane? What else did he do? Anything else
that
in
is
like
insane.
1995? What else was going on in 1995 for him?
When was
I
like
want
the
his
cable
IMDb.
guy?
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Which I love the Cable Guy.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
He's real good at like dark comedy stuff.
I think he's just a really good actor.
I do too.
And he kind of got a little weird and whatever, no big thing. People get weird,
Sure.
but he also kind of makes sense. You want to Tara? Oh my god! So he also was while making The Mask and Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura, he was still on in Living Color in 1994.
Really?
Yeah. And Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls also comes out in 1995. So Batman Forever, Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. Cable Guy wasn't until 96.
Oh, okay.
Homeboy was on a run.
He was.
Shit. That was a crazy 2 years. Like, does it all hold up? I don't know. Some of it does.
I feel like most of it, I don't think The Mask does.
But I think
I've
his
rewatched
performances
it.
hold up. I think his performances
Sure.
hold up.
Yeah, definitely.
Jimmy James Carey, baby. Okay, moving on. We're sidetrackers. I sidetrack you.
That's okay.
That's
That's
my move. That's the show. This is
that's the
called
show.
MELLONfight / sidetracked.
Sidetrack.
So you liked the performances by the two bad boys. What'd you think of Val
Yes.
as Batman?
Um, I thought he was fine. Like he did a good job. He
Yeah,
wasn't like the most dynamic, but I think since the other two characters were so off the rails, like he
yeah.
kind of needed to be a little bit more
Well, I mean, even
uh
even like Robin was off the rails. Like that was like he
I
was off the
know.
rails. He was like
Yeah.
over the top.
Yeah.
You're right. He as Batman was like the least over the top thing in the movie.
Right. It's like
Especially
he
him as
needed
Batman. Like as Bruce, he was
yeah.
pretty good, but as Batman, it was like, what are you doing ever?
Right. But that's just because he was almost like the side character to these other
Yeah,
big personalities.
yeah, I would agree. And I think that's a
So,
lot with Batman movies, where the villain is kind of the almost takes over the movie. Christian Bale
right.
does a good job um, as Batman when obviously Ledger's killing it as the Joker, but
Mhm.
because he's a good enough actor where it's enough and
Right.
underplayed just enough. I mean, I don't know. I guess being Bruce Wayne isn't that exciting. I don't know. It's probably not a great character to play. I don't know that anyone's ever been Batman that great. Keaton's pretty cool Batman actually. Like
Yeah.
his Batman might be, I think, still the best Batman. Like it's more fun. Like mm,
Oh.
I mean, what's his name did a lot with it in the Batman.
Oh yeah. Robert Pattinson.
Our Pats, yeah. Did I like
It's
it completely? No, but at least he did something.
yeah, I liked it. He was real moody in it, but what's crazy is because I was like reading just a little bit about what was going on, and Michael Keaton was going to be the Batman, but he didn't like the direction that the director was going in, so he was like, "Nah, I'm good." And then also Leonardo was supposed to be
Robin.
um Robin, and he did the same thing where he was like, "Nah, I don't
I think
like
they
the
both.
direction of
I think
this."
they both probably were right.
Yeah.
Uh,
It
and
sounds like on the set people didn't get along either. Like
look,
you said, go ahead,
yeah, where Tommy Lee was not a fan of Jim at
Jim.
all. Where he's just like, what is this fucking nut doing? Where
Yeah.
when you watch it, it was like, what the? He was doing. He. I mean, he set the tone for the movie.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Tommy Lee Jones almost was like, "What are you like? You don't belong here. What are you doing, weirdo?" But he actually was really funny and silly in it as Two Face.
Yeah. It was awesome.
How about his makeup as Two Face?
It
It
was
was
so
so bad.
weird.
It looked like
I
they
was
put.
like, what is
It looked like they
this?
put Play-Doh on his face.
Yeah. It was just not
It was
it.
tough. It was like a PBS if someone got burnt on
Yeah.
PBS and they were like on Wishbone
Yeah.
or like
It
Ghost
was
Rider.
so weird. It was definitely not realistic.
No, it was rough. Um, did you have? I guess you could. Do you want to run through the movie at all? Like, kind of like what you're thinking? Yeah, why don't you do that? Like,
What
movie
do you
kicks
mean?
in. I don't know. Was there some action scenes you dug? Can we agree that the action was kind of lame in it?
Yeah, it was lame. And it, like, that's why it almost felt like more like cartoony to me because it really wasn't like great action scenes at all.
No, there was. It was kind of like they were almost second. Were like they were like second fiddle to everything else, like the wild characters in it, in the wild
Yeah.
storyline. Like it's a
Yeah.
pretty crazy storyline. That like box
Oh,
thing
yeah.
he's made, and again
Yeah.
like parallels the world that we live in. I
Right.
was like, oh my god,
I know.
30 years ago, basically predicting TikTok.
No kidding.
I mean, that's basically what I mean, minus like the mind read. I mean, but then again, they steal all our They are reading our mind. They are taking all our information. Like
Yeah.
he kind of was like exactly what happened. Like not exactly where it's like a direct drain brain, but like these fucking giant tech companies are just like taking our fucking all our information and our brain,
Yeah.
like the way we work, our
The
behaviors, and our
algorithms.
yeah, it's kind of what
Definitely.
it was. So
Yeah.
like, okay, let's say that's okay. So that's the parallel. Who is in real life? Who's the Riddler and who is Two Face? Like of these
Oh,
like the tech world. Like who's the Riddler? Who's Two Face? It's tough.
yeah.
You know, is Two Face
Um,
like what's his name? Or no, is Elon Musk is one of the two. I feel like is he the Two
I feel like
Face or
he's
is he
Two
Riddler?
Face.
You think he's Two Face? Yeah, where he's full of
I
shit.
don't know. He gives me more like Two Face vibes. Just
I
like
would
kind
agree. I would agree.
of, yeah, loony
And then
and
maybe like what's his nuts? Zuckerberg is the Riddler almost. I'm not talking about the weight there.
maybe.
Obviously, he's no one's gonna be that like big of a personality. I'm just talking about like
Yeah.
he's kind of the master. Like he's the one, he's the one stealing all the information, and you know Elon
Yeah.
Musk is kind of like off to the side, kind of almost as a distraction. Like while everyone's like, "Oh, Elon Musk is a piece of shit. Look, I'm trying to buy Twitter." And then still, but everyone's on Facebook getting all their fucking and Instagram with all their shit getting stolen
Yeah. I
from
think so.
from the Riddler, Zuckerberg, who's Batman,
S-
Joe Biden. I wish it was the
Yes.
Burn Man, the Burnster.
The Burnster.
I don't know if that analogy totally works out, but whatever. I wanted to try
Hey,
something there.
It worked for me.
How about Drew Barrymore in a
She
very
was so
small
pretty
part?
in it.
I think this is like kind of when she was kind of coming back after her like
Yeah, I
disappearance,
think so
just
too.
being in such a small part. I'm guessing it was like kind of one of her like reintroductions to the world. She talk about someone who fucking came back full fort, like all the way
No
back.
kidding. Now she's got like a daytime show.
What a shitty gig. An awesome
Right.
gig, I'm sure, but also like if I was like a big, maybe I'm wrong. If I was like a big actor or something, I ended up as like a daytime shitty talk show person, I'd be like, this is lame. But
Mm-hmm.
also like she probably gets paid dope money and like it's probably fun.
Right. She
But
gets to
like
just chat with
art,
people.
but it also is like what a like dumb thing.
Right.
To me, it's not something I would want. If someone gave me one tomorrow, I'd be like, this is sick,
All right.
you know. But
um, Nicole Kidman, I thought did a good job. But like
quiet talking,
it, huh?
quiet talking. I feel like I
Was
could
she
never hear
quiet
her. I was
talking?
like, yeah, I had to like turn it up every time it was her because I was trying to watch it kind of low because I was
Oh,
watching it like at late, and all of a sudden I was like, I can't understand anything she's saying. She's like whispering. So I had to
oh,
like
I had
every
it
time her
very
and Batman
loud.
talked, it was like
Well, that's
go
because
back to I didn't
she was like instantly horned up for him. It was like,
absolutely.
geez,
I
so
was
like
hoping you'd bring that up. I wanted
instantly,
you to bring it up. She's horny as hell for him.
just like instantly horned up. I'm like, lady, chill
How about,
out.
how about when they're at the circus and Two-Face shows up and blows shit up, and then I don't know, is it the circus one?
When Batman shows up.
Yeah, and then no, not that. It's at the party. They're at the party where they show, or the Riddler's having the party, and then Two-Face shows up, and then
Mm-hmm.
he has to show up as Batman, and then she's like, "My place, midnight," while he's mid
Yeah.
fight, like she just like
Right.
he's gonna win this. Like I'm gonna be waiting. I'm going home right now. My panties
Right.
are so wet.
Right.
It was wild.
It was. And then she was like naked too.
Yeah.
like, oh, I decided to go to sleep without clothes
Oh,
on.
that's when I remembered. Like, yeah, like she didn't know he was coming. That's when
Like
I
what?
remembered. I was like, oh yeah, this is why I thought Nicole Kidman was hot when I was like, I didn't even really care about her until that scene where it's like, oh, there was like, yeah, the satin sheet scene or
Yeah.
whatever it was. It was like, I think that was in the trailer, to be quite honest.
Oh,
That's how they sold the movie, was
sold
her
it.
doing that. Because Batman, no one would ever go see a Batman movie.
Right.
Crazy.
I liked it though. I thought it was good. Like there was one part where he goes, "Holy, what was it? Holy rusted metal, Batman!" to kind of like pay homage to like the
Mm-hmm.
TV show.
Yep.
That was funny.
That was funny.
Um, I it was just like kind of a crazy like set design and stuff too, which I kind of liked. Just real, again, kind of cartoony, campy.
Let's talk about a couple of the scenes, like the Robin scene where
Oh,
he leaves the door closes,
oh
and it
yeah.
takes Robin 85 minutes to get down there before the door he like swings around like 50
It's
spots. I'm
like,
like,
yeah,
I was like,
the
what the fuck?
slowest, the slowest closing door in the
Yeah.
world. It's like an area where like you can't go in here,
Yeah.
yet our door is gonna slowly close.
And then he doesn't like even really hustle. He's like, can I flip him around as much as possible? It's like,
Right.
who
It's like he
fucking
could
came
have
up with
just
this?
ran.
Jump once. Like, but
Yeah.
instead he's like flipping and flopping and oh my God. It's so fucking stupid, but funny.
How about when his like parents are and his family's like falling?
Yeah.
It's just like showing him kind of like
Yep. Yep.
falling like that, and then when he finally sees them, they're just like on the ground, like
Oh, he fucking saves the day in that
he
scene.
does.
Like he just gets that bomb out of there. He was pretty impressive in that.
He was.
He actually was probably more of a hero in that movie than the only time Batman does anything the whole fucking movie is when he catches
It's
the
in the
two.
beginning.
Is it the beginning and then the end when he saves those two? Like other
Yeah.
than that, he knows shit.
Mm-hmm.
He lets his parents die. Nothing really happens at the one spot. How about when Robin just takes the Batmobile out for a joyride?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
what?
Right. And he's
Alfred's like, yeah, take it on out. What? There's no way.
And then he calls Bruce and he's like, he's taking the car.
I want you to.
The Jag?
Oh, huh?
No.
Oh, he told him that he took it out?
Yeah, he goes, the Jag. And he goes,
the Jag?
No. And then he's like, the BMW? I don't know.
Oh, he just starts naming the cars, yeah.
No.
The Batmobile.
Yes. The Batmobile.
I want you to break down that last scene because it was bad.
Oh, when they are like from what start? What starting
the last
scene?
The last scene. The last scene with
with just Batman and then Two-Face and the Riddler.
Yeah.
And then,
it's technically not the last scene, but you know what I mean. Like the last.
And then he's like, "Oh, you got 2 people that you have to save." And first it was Chase Meridian, and then Robin. Huh?
Terrible name.
Great name.
Terrible name. Chase Meridian.
It's so fun.
It's insane. And Robin. Yeah.
And Robin. And then they're chit-chatting a little bit, and Batman's like, "Oh, I'm gonna break this thing." I'm doing a terrible job.
You fucking suck.
I don't know what that thing would be called, so I'm struggling.
Doesn't matter. It's not a breakdown of the scene. You barely
okay, so basically what Batman does is he throws the thing that is creating the brain drain, and as it's draining the brains, he's the Riddler still decides that he's gonna kill these 2, and he opens they're gonna fall to their death.
Forget it. Fucking forget it. Oh my god. It's like,
oh my god, Drew. I feel like
I'm like, we should maybe try to find the niche of our show. I can't find it because I don't know what you do.
That is so rude.
It's not rude.
I'm the talent.
I'm not saying you're not a talent. I just don't know that you're a movie. I don't think you break down movies.
No,
and I don't know that you break down.
I went to school for that.
I don't know that you break. Okay. Anyway.
No.
So I just want. So how bad is it when he's like?
When they're falling to their death?
No. So they're there, and he goes on his long monologue, the Riddler, where he's gonna finally I don't even know what his fucking final plan was there.
I don't either.
But then Batman stalled by going, "I got a riddle for you."
Oh,
and then his riddle is not a fucking riddle,
no.
But it distracts him so much that he can throw. He's like,
and he
what can't see during the day but can see fucking pretty good at night. And he goes,
and
a bat? He goes, exactly, and then throws the thing at.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck was that?
I know. It seemed it seemed way too easy to defeat them. Where it's just like,
yeah, all he did was break the thing, and then they're both like, well, actually, the way he defeated Two-Face was way better. It was like, wait, don't you got to flip your coin? And then he does, and he throws a million coins in the air. It's like, it's like he basically slips on a banana peel.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. That part was funny. And then they go back up, and Jim Carrey's head is more
right,
weird looking and shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. But so yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Coins. Does he just basically fall in the water?
Yeah.
And then he just sinks down.
Yeah.
Batman Forever. We probably talked about Batman Forever for far too long. I think it's the longest
we've ever. Okay, we get it.
I think it's the longest we've ever talked about a movie. It was Batman Forever.
I know. And people are like, cool.
Cool, we get it. 1995 called. They want their Seal song back. Kiss from a rose on a hill. I don't actually know the
There
words of
seems to be a
anything.
grip. I don't know any of the words.
Yeah, this is all the same. This is
Ooh,
all on the
remains
rail.
my
Did you
power,
know
my
that when
pressure,
it
my
snows, my eyes is on seen on the rain, baby?
baby.
I think we fucking nailed it.
We did too.
Uh,
Oh god.
let's jump to foot. Wait, no, you gotta rate it.
I'm gonna give it 7 out of
7.
10.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I liked it.
Sorry, go ahead. No,
7 out of
stick what you said.
10. 7 out of 10.
Trying to come up with a thing.
I know, I suck. We do it every time and I never remember. 7 out of 10 laundry whips.
That's a rough one, T.
I know. 7 out of 10.
You can't name something from the movie?
7 out of 10 Bruce Wayne cars. Bad. 7 out of
That's just
10.
I can't use that in the end.
What?
It's got to be a little more vague for the clip. People are gonna guess.
Okay,
7 out of 10 Bruce Wayne cars.
7 out of 10. God, coins. 7 out of 10 coins.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna state this again. What do you do?
Oh my god. I'm good.
What do you do here? 7 out of 10 coins. Could have said coin flips. It would have been just a little bit better. Coins.
Coins.
7 out of 10 coins.
There's not a lot of things that it could be. You come up with something.
Tara, a million.
You
That's not my
rate
job.
it. I just want to see if you can
not
do
my
it.
job. Well, it doesn't have to be
See.
10. You could have been something you want me to do it? 7.
Yes.
7 out of 10 dead acrobats. That's pretty good.
I liked coins better.
You fucking. Why? Coins could be from any movie.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Dead acrobats. 7 out of 10 dead acrobats. That's pretty good. We'll go with coins though.
Well, there was only 4 of them, so you should have said 3 out of
4 out of 5 dead acrobats. Or 3 out of 4 died? Was it 3 died?
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4 dead acrobats. Boom. There it is. That's better.
Coins.
Okay. Shit. All right. Coins it is. Moving on. 33 minutes later to...
We could have gone another 30, I think.
I think this whole episode could be about a Batman Forever. We didn't even talk about how when they show him putting on the suit and they do close-ups and then at the very end they show his butt and it doesn't even look good. Did you agree? It looked like a flat shit butt. That's not a good butt.
Yeah.
That ain't a good butt.
Not a good butt.
Batman Forever. Yeah, I don't know why I just chose that one because of the sound, the music, right? I don't even.
Yeah.
Whatever. Red Zone. Let's move on to football.
Red Zone.
Let's move on to football. Unless you got something else first.
No.
A little palate cleanser. Or do you want to go straight to football?
I think we should go straight to football. Unless you have a palate cleanser.
No, I don't. Cool. So yesterday was Sunday. We watched the Red Zone football because that's how we party. It's the only way to do it. How we party. What are your top takeaways from yesterday's games, Terry?
Well, you sent me a text.
How did you do? What did you do? I got a snap from you or something. You were just clearly started Red Zone in your bedroom in the dark. It looked like.
Yeah, that's where I started.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to the living room for a while.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to go out into the garage, but I couldn't find the remote. So then I came back inside into my room.
Okay.
with the lights on though.
Okay.
And then
How much did you watch?
I watched a lot of it, but then I went over to Sarah and Joel's and they weren't watching Red Zone and I was like
What were they
missing
watching?
Red Zone. They don't have Red Zone, so they were just watching
A game?
a game and it
What
was
the
the
fuck
Cowboy
is
game.
that? Who
It
would
was the
want to watch that
Cowboys
game?
game.
I mean, it was a fun game. It ended up being a fun game, but
Yeah.
Cooper Rush, baby.
Yeah.
So
Um
okay. I watched it just in the I watched it. I was in the den and Miranda's in the living room, which those of you who don't know, they're next to each other.
yep,
They
very
share a
close.
door and the door is open and we watched it on separate TVs because I was pretend packing to go. I didn't do shit. I'm like, oh, I got to pack and get ready to go. I didn't do shit because I was watching the Red Zone.
And you had the
But
door open?
I had the door open, so I turned my sound all the way down because they both were going and they were a little bit off. Mine was like a
Yeah.
tiny bit ahead, just like a second or so. So I just turned it down and then I got the highlights from her TV a second later, which was not actually that bad. It just seemed like their announcers were like processing the play. And
Sure.
then they'd say what happened. So I'd like celebrate and then so actually she was fucking around doing stuff. So I'd celebrate and she'd look up and see what happened basically.
I like it.
Yeah. So that's how I watched that was my Red Zone experience yesterday.
And you
And I
watched it in the den the entire time?
No, we ate some food and I came out and watched a little bit. And I had to leave for about a half hour to go pick up some stuff for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came back and finished it in the living room.
Yeah, so I didn't even
that was
get
the
to
whole
watch...
first set of games though was like that.
I didn't get to watch the touchdown montage.
Why?
Because I was at Sarah and Joel's.
Oh, well, it was weird. So for the touchdown montage, because that Cardinals game went to overtime, and there was only one. They have these weird rules where Red Zone won't stay. So I had to go watch it on the other channel, and then they obviously, but they ran the touchdown montage. But luckily, YouTube TV continued to record it. So I just, after we watched the fine end of that game, we went back and watched YouTube TV. We watched
the touchdown montage,
which was really a good one.
Yeah,
there was a lot of fun touchdowns yesterday. Fun, like cool catches,
like long ones,
long ones,
passes,
big returns. I wish it
sixes.
would have. I wish there's a few things I wish the Red Zone touchdown montage would do, Tara. I wish that it would have game-winning field goals. I think a game-winning field goal is as electric as a touch. I think not every field goal. Please don't give me every field goal, but every if it's a game winner, put it in there. And then also, if the touchdown is a game-winning touchdown, put that somewhere on this. Like this won the game. Yeah. Like, so we know, because at the end it just starts feeling like I don't know if this touchdown meant anything.
Right.
You know, like when it starts to wind down the end, you'll get some like weird, random, just like blowout TDs. It's like, let me know that this was a big TD. Like remind me that was the big winner.
I agree, because sometimes when you're watching it, not sometimes, always when you're watching it, like there's so many touchdowns, so you kind of forget what the game winner looked like and how excited you were when it happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially in the middle, from the middle games, like, man, I don't know what order these touchdowns happened.
Especially during the witching hour. Ooh.
Yeah. I've also noticed that I check out of the touchdown montage at some point in there. I usually zone out and then I zone back in.
I'd agree.
I think the music used to suck me back in, that music we talked about. But yeah, I zone out because they're long. I mean, yesterday was 57 touchdowns and each one takes a little while to show. Right. You know, I don't know if it's like 10 minutes long or something like that sometimes. So sometimes I think it's like 15 minutes long. Yeah. It's long.
It is long.
And I will zone out sometimes. And then I come back to, I like start thinking about other stuff. And then I come back to it. Biggest takeaways from yesterday, Tara?
Oh my gosh, the comeback games of
so
the
many.
Season. There were so freaking many. Like I think the one for me that was the most surprising was the Miami-Baltimore game, because I thought that they were going to crush them. And then all of a sudden,
and they were.
they weren't. And it's like, how the fact that like they weren't covering Tyreek Hill that well was insane to me. I'm like, how is he so wide open?
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know how
this
you let that
isn't.
happen. I don't know
No.
how you let those that happen. He was so open. Double
Yes,
team his ass. What are you doing?
exactly. And everyone was like in front of him. And I'm like, this is terrible. This is terrible defense. And the Ravens are supposed to have good defense. And they just really, I think they like got lazy because they were, I mean, Lamar's game was so good. And it almost like erased how amazing that game was because
Right.
they ended up losing.
Because in the fourth quarter, they basically stopped doing anything with him.
Yeah.
And they started doing stupid shit. I
Yep.
hate when fucking teams do that. Keep your fucking foot on their neck until the game is over.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Fucking stupid. I don't even know if, like, obviously I can say like Tua had an amazing game statistically,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I don't even know if he's good yet because he was thrown to dudes that were so wide open.
So wide open.
That it was insane.
Yeah.
Like,
I just could not believe every time they would score. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, how does this keep happening?
yeah. So again, I actually don't hate Tua or anything like that. I think that's one of my takeaways is like, I still don't know about Tua.
Sure.
Just because this game was so like
weird.
He did a great job, no doubt. He does actually throw a really good ball. I think the fact that people were so out on him is insane to me. They do that all the time. It's like, what are we talking about? He hasn't had a chance to do anything, and now he has like 2 stud receivers.
Yeah.
He might put up the sickest numbers we've ever seen this year. Who knows? He probably won't, but again, like, it's hard to tell because those guys were so open. And then a couple times he just kind of chucked the ball.
Yeah.
Like with the first Tyreek TD, he's kind of threw it up and Tyreek went and got it. Like, it was in a crowd. It's not like it was some great throw. I don't know.
I'm glad that he had a good game though, because like you said, people were writing him off so quickly, and that's just so annoying. And he had to deal with like so much BS. So I'm glad that, I mean, the coach is a character too. Like,
yeah, that's an interesting dude.
Yeah, he is a character, but I think he's like exactly what Tua needed to like kind of loosen him up a little, because
the pressure isn't there. He takes a lot of pressure off him because he kind of just is like, he knows football and he's just kind of like, let's not get too bent out of shape about anything.
Right.
He's kind of like the opposite of Dan Campbell. Not the opposite. He's like, as far as like, the opposite of him is Bill Belichick, where he's just like a douche and it's like tons of pressure on everybody all times. But he's more on the Dan Campbell side. It's like, hey, we're all, we're in this together sort of thing. We're all buddies. But he's like, Dan Campbell cares so much.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I got to win for this guy. Like, I believe in the grit of this man. Where I can't even think of this guy's name. What's his name for the Dolphins, Tara?
I like literally can't remember.
You're the worst.
It's something Mick.
Mick? It's something Mick? Mike McDaniel.
McDaniel.
I just said what it was. Mike McDaniel.
Yes.
But he's like kind of like almost seems like he's like, it's his fantasy team. The way he talks about it. It's kind of funny. He's an interesting dude, and I think it's going to be. You're right. I think it works really well for Tua. Takes a lot of pressure off of him. But the only thing I didn't like I like that Tua did really good, but I don't like Lamar losing, because after that, the way he played,
oh my gosh,
been like, pay me my money, motherfuckers. Like,
well,
and they still should, because he played awesome.
Yes, like
the dude had 100 yards rushing. And almost 300 yards passing into like 4 total touchdowns.
It's like, how the hell did they lose? Like, this is crazy. And it was the fourth quarter.
This has always been my point, is like, they lose games like that all the time because they don't have his team lets him down. Like, they're talking about like other like, oh, he didn't show up in this play. I'm like, yeah, he did. No, I watched it. He was awesome. He can't do everything all the time. Like,
no.
What's your next takeaway?
Um, the Jets and Browns game.
Yeah.
My first take is, what is up with Brownie the Elf in center field?
If I had to hear about Brownie the Elf one more time, and never, no one really knew anything about Brownie. They talked about him a
No.
lot, but never knew shit about him. And also, they acted like it was this crazy. I've seen that elf a million times on like the internet and shit. Like I knew that Brownie the Elf existed. I didn't know his name was Brownie the Elf. Continue.
I just thought it was so funny and it's so weird. And it's like he comes around to help you with chores. Like that's what he does.
Yeah. What is Brownie the Elf?
I'm like, oh, okay. And I just like, I don't know why he's there. If like, I don't know. It's weird.
I think it's because they just need because basically they need something. They can't just be a brown or an orange helmet. Like you can't sell that, you know.
No.
All these other mascots are really blown up lately.
Right.
They needed something, but maybe don't go with Brownie the Elf.
Right. Maybe do like, because don't they have like
call someone Brownie? Like what are we doing? I was like, every time they said, I was like, what the fuck? And then I'd look, and then I was like, okay, it's just an elf. It's not racist, but it seems racist.
Like, don't they have like dogs that they have at the games and stuff, like bulldogs or something? Like, maybe put a bulldog. I don't know. It might be confusing, but it shouldn't be. But
if they called him Brownie the bulldog, would sound way less weird.
Yeah.
Brownie the bulldog. Because it thinks of me as the treat, the brownie.
Yeah.
But Brownie the Elf sounds like a little black elf. And it's like, why are we calling him Brownie the Elf?
Oh god.
Couldn't come up with something else? That's what it sounds like to me.
I hear ya.
It's wild.
But, so with that game though, that was a crazy game too, where I thought that it was over, and then Nick Chubb didn't kneel, and the onside kick worked, which never works.
Yeah. The amount of touchdowns scored at the end of the game there.
It was crazy.
Joey Flacco coming through.
Yeah.
He should go by Joey Flacco, by the way. Way cooler than Joe Flacco. Yeah. Joey Flacco.
Joey Flacco. The Trey Lance injury.
Bummer.
Was such a bummer. And man, it's just crazy because it's like he has really not played football for like the last 2 years. And now this is the third year that he's not going to play football. So it's like, man, it really, like, that's what really, he's still so young, but like, it's going to be an uphill battle for sure. Yep. And the other thing I took from that was, I think that we are like so desensitized by foot injuries because of Dax was like basically on wrong, but his foot was so messed up too. Like it was definitely like kitty wampus on
it had the same vibe going.
Ankle.
It had the same vibe going.
And like nobody even said anything really, and they kept showing it. And I'm just like,
part of it was I think part of that was they didn't have as good when it happened to Dak. He was all alone in the middle of the field, just dangling like his foot. Whereas Lance was kind of amongst, a crowd, so you never got a great shot of it just like dangling there. But his was pretty similar.
Was really bad.
Not as bad,
but I was like, this is gross. I don't want to look at it. And like, because with Dax, they would at least kind of, because his was so bad, but they'd
be like, hey, be ready for this.
And they'd censor it out and sometimes. Yeah. But it was crazy. And then he's like not even off the field, and they're like starting, like they're doing their next play. And I'm like, oh my God, this is football. Next person up. Like this poor kid just got wrecked.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. For the Niners, it's probably the best. Like Jimmy G is their better option.
Right.
Like they almost force themselves to start Trey Lance, and it's like Jimmy G comes in and the team is so psyched.
I know.
They're having so much. They love that guy.
I know.
Why were they even trying to not keep him their quarterback?
Right.
And then all these idiots like, you got to get rid of Jimmy G. You got to, you can't have him on the team now. I'm like, you
Right.
fucking definitely keep him on the team because you have no idea if Trey Lance is any good. And then this happens and it, worked out. It worked out for him. You got to keep Jimmy G on the team. And again, because I think he's the better quarterback at this point in his career. To me,
Yeah.
I felt the same. It's not that different than, I'm not saying that Trey Lance won't be a better quarterback
Right.
in the long run, but it reminds me of when Romo went down and Romo he was the better quarterback, but they stuck with Dak. I mean, guess what? In the long run, looks like Tony's going to be a better quarterback too because Dak, A, he's hurt all the time, and B,
Yeah.
he stinks. I stand by it. Dak stinks.
Yeah. I
Cooper
don't
Rush looked like a
know.
star.
I don't know if Dak stinks, but I don't know if he'll ever be
He's an
like the
accumulator,
upper
Tara.
echelon.
He's an accumulator. He doesn't make the big plays.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've seen him. Romo would make some fuck up plays. But that's because but he also made some big plays too.
Yeah.
Like Romo would throw a pick at a bad time, but that's because sometimes his team was letting him down. They'd the amount of drops they had that turned into interceptions.
Oh yeah.
At the end of games. I was like, Jesus Christ. So,
do you have any takeaways?
a lot of them were kind of from what you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The only other takeaways I think I had were, man, you kind of touched on a lot of the things I wanted to talk about. I thought one was Kyler came up big at the end of the game, and I liked seeing that. It was a crazy ending.
That was another crazy ending.
Really crazy, really crazy. For some reason I knew he was going to run that TD, and he's going to score here himself. It actually just surprised me it took that many plays. It was like they're leaving, just run up the middle, dude. They're leaving it wide open for you. And they did, and I was happy to see him win. And I like Kyler. And it's just the way they talk about him, everyone had such boners about, Call of Duty came out this week. So
oh yeah.
don't pick the Cardinals. I don't know what the line was. I don't know if they were. I don't who they play. I'm blanking now.
The Raiders.
The Raiders, yeah. I'm sure the Raiders were favored. And they lost. That was such a good, and then that was a great ending too. The fumble for the pickup and scoop and score. That was amazing.
Yeah, but can we talk about how was that a touchdown? Because he threw that pretty close to not being in the end zone.
I'm so tired of that.
It's so ridiculous.
Stop doing that.
Yeah,
they got to do it the second. It's what are you fucking doing?
It's
Nelson
so bad.
Aguilar did it earlier in the day too, where he went up and caught it, and then he did the finger roll as he ran. I'm sure Bill was like, "You dumb motherfucker."
Yes.
You ever he panicked when he did. He looked up at the ball oh shit, and then he's acting like nothing happened. But Bill's gonna be like, "You dumb fuck."
Yeah.
I don't understand it, Tara. It's so fucking stupid. It is the dumbest fucking. Anyone who does it, I'm like, you don't deserve to have the talent you have because you're so fucking stupid. Drives me nuts. The king of it was what's his name? Jack. I mean, he dropped it before the end zone a couple times.
Who?
Jackson. Something. Why am I blanking on his name? Jackson was his last name. Played for the Eagles for a long time. I can only think of Lamar Jackson. Jackson. That doesn't matter. He would do it all the time, and he dropped it in a couple times, and he didn't get a touchdown at least once.
Yeah,
because he dropped it before he ran into the end zone.
It's so stupid.
I don't know why they fuck around before they get in the end zone.
Right? It's
Kyler did it too.
Yeah.
Kyler did it too. Before he's like, I scored. I'm like, hey, dumb fuck, get in the end zone.
Get the end zone.
God, they're dumb.
I know. It's they're so worried about the celebration. It's okay, let's first get in there.
Football players are idiots. All of them. They all do that bullshit. There's so few guys that don't do that.
And when they don't, I just love them. Like Jonathan Taylor, he just runs in and then just kind of kneels and kisses the air.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I grew up on Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
And Emmitt Smith. And those guys didn't do shit like that.
Mm-mm.
One time Emmitt turned and waved at a giant because it was insane. He had 200 yards in the first half. It was insane. He's like, bye. You guys suck. And then he broke his fucking finger. So he can play the second half.
It's karma.
So yeah, football. So we're gonna do. That was fun. It was a good game of football yesterday. The Packers won Sunday Night Football. There's still 2 games tonight.
Yeah.
So a lot of football for this week still. But the Packers played good. And you know what happened this week to a lot of teams? They did what I said, and they gave their star running backs touches. Aaron Jones. How much better were the Packers with him getting the ball?
No kidding.
McCaffrey got a few more touches. They lost because Baker Mayfield. That's my takeaway. Baker Mayfield sucks.
Yeah.
God, he sucks. Like,
he's not good.
Christian McCaffrey would be such a better running back if he had teammates around him. They can just he still had 100 yards on 15 carries, but it's only because he's made it happen. Basically, like he willed it into existence. But he never gets any touchdowns because that team blows ass. But Tara and I are going to do a new thing now because I think we got the skills. We'll see. Well, we're going to pick a game. I told Tara I sent her the early week 3 lines for this week, and she's going to pick her favorite game we're both going to pick our favorite game of the week. So Tara, what should we call this segment? MELLONfight's game of the week. That's boring. MELLONfight's top pick of the week. Help me out. MELLONfights. We are picking picks. MELLONfights. 2 people that you
one pick
don't want to even. 2 people that don't gamble, but they got picks for you.
Exactly.
MELLONfights. You got something? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
I didn't have anything. Because what am I good for? No.
Let's hear it. Come on, give me it. Come on. We need it. We need it.
MELLONfights. Pick of the week.
No. That's all everyone does.
MELLONfights.
MELLONfights. The non-gambler's guide to gambling.
I don't even know what like the spreads and stuff mean, but
yes, you do.
Not really. You do. Plus, minus, don't know that.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You know, Tara, you know what a team is favored by and what you know what it means. Stop it. You do. When a team is favored by 7, what does that mean?
Is it minus or plus?
Huh?
Because when I was reading it, it said minus and plus, so I don't know. So would minus be the favored one or plus?
Tara. Yes.
Minuses?
You know this.
No, I don't.
Come on. I don't buy that.
Why?
Because we've watched football and sports for our whole lives.
I know. But I've never gambled on it in my life.
You don't have to gamble to know what I want to. They always talk about like team being favored by a certain amount of points.
They say like 7 points, but when I looked at
but you don't know it by what's. If it's -3, you take the team's total points at the end, and you take 3 points from it. And if they still win, you win.
Oh. Okay.
So that's how many points you add or subtract from their score.
From the total score.
From the total
score. And it's always the winning team?
No. You take whatever their number is next to them, Tara. So if it's plus, you add it to that team's score. If it's minus, you minus from that team's score.
Okay. I still think I picked the right team. I know I did.
Look at the first name on the list. What is it?
It is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Give me the information. That's not. Come on.
Pittsburgh Steelers plus 3.5. So, and Cleveland Browns minus 3.5. So, the Cleveland Browns are favored, and if the final score and you minus 3.5 and they still won, they cover the spread.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, but you also don't have to bet the spread. You can bet the money line. See the money line?
Yeah.
So the money line is you just pick who you think is going to win. And then basically you take the money line. So what is the we're breaking down sports betting for our friends. So look at the money line for the first, what was it? Steelers?
The Steelers is plus 145.
Right. So You would bet if you bet $100
Uh-huh.
on the Steelers, you would
Mm-hmm.
win 145.
But if you bet on the Browns, you would
And what's
lose
theirs?
170.
No, no.
I'm
You'd
so
have to bet you basically have to bet 170 to win 100.
No. You'd have to bet 170 to win 100? Wouldn't you lose 70 then?
No, 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 no. You don't. It doesn't mind. It's like
Hmm.
so. Basically, that's the no. You don't lose it. That's how much you have to. You have to pay to be able to get them just on winning. You have to bet extra money. You have to. You have to bet that extra money to get to 100. Basically, it is the percentages. Do you see what I'm saying?
Nope.
What don't you get? You take.
Give
So
me an
they're favored.
example.
They're favored. You can't just get.
Right, they're
It'd be like
favored.
they're favored. So like if a team's definitely going to win, you can't just they just be giving away money. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? So you have to pay extra money, the juice, to get the odds. It's for you get to get the odds right for because that's actually how real gamblers bet. They bet money lines mostly. They just like, cool, this is team. I know this. I really know this team will win.
Right.
So I'm willing to bet $200 to win 40. Like you just they just win small amounts.
Okay.
So it's not like when you bet the underdog usually will make more. You have to bet less to make more. If you bet the favorite, you have to bet more and you'll make less. You have to put more of your own money on the line.
Okay, so if like let's say since the Cleveland Browns are favored and I put 200 on and they win, then you minus 170 from that because that's the line and you win 40 or whatever the math is.
No. How much are you betting on it?
200. 200?
You're betting 200, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And what is the line?
Minus 170.
So if you bet $200 on minus 170, you would win $117. That would be so you get your 200 back, and on top of that, you get $117. You get it?
I don't think so. This is not good radio.
It is. No, yeah, because they have to listen.
I thought we were just picking our favorites and not worrying about the gambling.
Yeah, but if we're gonna pick bets, you got to be like, I like this team just to win.
I get it. I get the concept of it.
But what part are you getting? I guess
the dollars, and like I understand. I understand when it's the plus because you just like win all that, but I don't understand.
Why don't you understand the minus? It's the opposite. Basically, all that number is if it's minus, it's telling you you have to bet that much. If you wanted to win $100, bet this amount.
Okay.
Nick, that's all it is.
Okay.
Because it's a percentage, but it's not presented as a percentage.
Okay, I got it.
You don't, but that's fine.
I do. I got it.
Who are you picking? What's your team of the week?
My team of the week is.
This was sports betting with DT.
Well,
and
now
people are like, "What the fuck?"
Well, now I'm feeling a little bit because I thought we were doing this spread.
Well, you can do whatever you want, but I didn't realize you didn't know how it worked.
So my game is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Indianapolis
I knew for a fact
Colts.
you were going to pick that game. I knew for a fact you were going to pick that game.
Well, because that one was less fun, so I did do a second one that's not as easy.
Wait, do it. I'm not going to interrupt you. I want you to do your both picks. So do both picks.
So I picked this one because
say if I want to put these up, Tara. So I need you to say what you're picking. Don't say I pick this one. Say I'm picking this team versus this team, and here's why.
I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Indianapolis Colts because the Colts suck. Matt Ryan.
I need the line.
The line?
What's the line?
The
What's the
money
line?
line or the spread?
No, you're picking the spread. It sounds
I'm
like.
picking them for the spread, and it's Kansas City Chiefs minus 6.5.
What do you do?
Oh my god.
I need all of the information.
Do you need me to start over?
Yeah, let's see what you got. Let's see. Tara, we're practicing. We're
Okay.
practicing.
I'm picking I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs over the Indianapolis Colts at minus 6.5. And the reason I'm doing that is because the Colts suck. And I hate that for Jonathan Taylor because he's so amazing. I think that I don't know about the coach. I really don't. He brought in Carson Wentz, and that was a bad idea. And now Matt Ryan is definitely not the answer. He's kind of a bit washed, if I must say so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Chiefs are just freaking good, and Patrick Mahomes is good, and Andy Reid is good. So that is why they're going to crush City.
All right. And what's the second game? And then this game will be your like, to you, that was the obvious game. What's this game?
My second game is the Ravens versus the Pats, and I'm going with the Ravens minus 3. And I think that there's no way that the Ravens aren't going to come back after that ridiculous loss to the Dolphins. There's no way.
Great. Great. That's it?
Yeah. Do I need to do more?
No. I just want to make sure that was it. No, that's it. That's fine. It's weird. I don't know where you're. Looks like the spread changed a little bit throughout the day on that Chiefs game. It might be down to. Oh no, it's up to. It's at negative. Yeah, you're right. It was at minus 3.5 when the day started yesterday.
Oh,
And the Colts were so bad,
so bad.
and the Chiefs were so good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were okay, but they were. I mean, they won a big game on Thursday.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a really good team, and that's actually the team I'm going to pick for this week. So my team of the week is the Chargers. I believe it is. Let me find it here. Then Where's it at? I'm a different. All right. So my team of the week for picks is Chargers minus 7 against the Jags. They're at home. They just played a really tight game with the Chiefs and lost, even though they played really good. And I do think that as much as we were talking shit about
Justin Herbert.
Yeah. And I think that Justin Herbert is even though we talk shit about him sometimes and people need to relax on him until he does something, I think he's very good. And I think he's going to beat the Jaguars, who are just not that good of a team. They're young. They have some fight in them this year, but I think that the Chargers minus 7 is a good pick. So real quick, the money line on that, Tara, is minus 320 for the Chargers. So I would have to bet $320 to win $100. That's not good value.
That's not good value.
Though actually it is good value. If you really believe in the Chargers, you would bet that. Like,
okay.
yeah, I would. It's more than likely that I'll win $100 then.
Okay.
The Jaguars are plus 265. So if you bet $100, you'd win $265.
I might take
or
that.
Or if you bet 1,000, you'd win $2,600. You know.
All right, I'm learning.
Just to put it in different things. We talked about like 2 things this week.
I know.
Do you have a grievance?
I don't.
Fuck.
Do you?
We need to do one more thing. We can't just only have movies and football.
Well, we can
do more movies. We can do more movies, but we can't do just Batman Forever and Red Zone and then a really boring. I'll chop that up a little bit, me teaching you how to gamble, but I will keep some of it in because it's fun.
I need to start thinking of grievances. Normally they come to me pretty easily, but I don't really think I have any from this week.
Well, Well, let's do a real. Let's see if we can come up with a quick. We don't have any emails. Nobody emailed us this week. Trash. Y'all trash.
You trash.
You trash.
You
I think we could do a quick top 3 of like a movie thing. Top 3, Tara. I need a list of 3. I need your list of 3 saddest movie moments. 3 saddest movie moments, Tara. What do you got for me? I can think of some off the top of my head. Do you need me to go first? I mean, I just came up with this right now, so
yeah,
I'm on the same playing field as you. My brain be popping though.
My brain is not popping.
What do you do?
No.
It's too early, guys. We're filming. We started this at 9 a.m. instead of normally we do it. I don't know if Tara's awake.
I got up at 7 to try to be awake, and that might have backfired on me.
I'm up earlier than I'm normally up, and I'm fine. Pepsi Max 0. That's fucking good. That's a commercial. 3 saddest movie moments, Tara. Let's go.
You said you were going first.
I didn't, though.
I know.
All right, number 3. Number 3, The Green Mile.
Oh, my God.
In The Green Mile, when you find out that he, spoiler alert, didn't kill the little girls, which you knew the whole time.
Yeah.
It wasn't him. And you find out it was the other piece of shit. When you find out he didn't kill the girls and then they still execute him anyway.
Yeah.
That's like the saddest fucking scene. Because he's just like a good, sweet man. And then they execute him. They all got to sit there and watch it. They're all like losing their minds.
And
that's
then the guy does it like,
No, that's a different.
Yeah,
no.
I know. I stopped myself.
That's a different execution.
Part,
That guy, he already fucking like, he gave him the cancer.
Yeah.
He gave that guy cancer. That's a crazy movie.
I know.
That's a good movie. It's long, but it's crazy. My number 2 saddest moment is Simon Birch.
Oh, gosh.
When Simon Birch dies at the end, saving everybody.
I know.
He saves everybody. He's a little guy and he can save everybody. He's a great swimmer. So Simon Birch dies. That's my number 2 saddest moment in movie history. And my number 1 saddest moment in movie history is, I don't know, I might have to think about it. Did you get any that popped in your brain while I was going, Tara?
Well, in Stepmom, like that whole movie is just sad. But when she's dying,
I don't know what Stepmom is.
Oh my gosh, it has Susan Sarandon in it, and it has Julia Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
That whole movie is just sad. I hate it.
So that's that's one of your 3 saddest. Okay.
Yes, for
What's
sure.
next?
God, I feel like I cry at every movie, and I hate all movies that are sad, and I'm struggling. I think when like The Gladiator really made me cry.
You
So
are in the movie you just saw. And Stepmom. Everyone thinks about Stepmom all the time.
If you were to ask Mom what movie,
because I went with Simon Birch.
If you were to ask Mom what movie I can't watch, it would be Stepmom. She would know because it just like makes me bawl throughout it.
Mm-hmm.
I also think I can't think of what the movie is called. Don't make me do this.
I can't. So I'm gone for 2 weeks. We're gonna record next week still, but I might be looking for a new partner. If you guys are looking, if you guys want an interview or you want to throw your hat in, email us at MELLONfights@gmail.com. And pitch yourself.
Okay. I just thought of another one.
Okay, what is it?
When Thomas J dies from the bees, and that's sad. But then when like she finds out and is just like totally broken.
Yeah, that's an all-timer.
It's so sad. and it's such a good movie up until that point. And then when Jack and Rose are on the Titanic and it's sinking, and then and then
That ain't sad.
yes, it
Everyone knows
is.
it's a tragedy.
And
It's
then
travesty because she's
then
such a
like
bitch.
it is, but like it's so sad because he just like loves her so much.
That he'll just die in the water.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have to. And then,
All
oh
right.
my God, in A Walk to Remember, when she's like walking down the aisle and she's finally getting married because she's gonna die. Oh my gosh.
But doesn't he die?
No,
Oh no, that's a different movie.
she dies.
I'm thinking of A Fault in Our Stars. Yeah. I barely remember Walk to Remember. The mid 90s into like the early 2000s, sad movies were the thing. Like
they were the thing.
They're not as much of a thing now.
No.
Like you don't get a lot of sad movies like that are like major hits or like in the theater and stuff like that. I feel like
like I don't like movies at all, like sad movies.
Yeah.
And I especially hate movies where it's like, you know, A Fault in Our Stars, or what was the one where like the little girl had cancer, and then My Sister's Keeper.
Fuck that movie.
It's terrible. So
their only point, though the book is even crazier.
Yeah, it is.
The book is way crazier.
Which
they both die.
I know. It's so bad.
What the fuck? Double spoiler alert.
Then I was like at home and this
all of a sudden, 50 sad movies. What's going on here?
Because I just started thinking of them.
But I need your top 3.
Oh,
out of all these, what are your top 3?
I would say Stepmom is like the saddest movie to me, so that's number 1. But the problem is I can't think of a singular moment that was like, because it was all sad.
It doesn't need to be.
And then, then we'll say a Walk to Remember, because again, just so sad, and it's like a really great love story, but it's so sad. And then when she's finally like in the church that her mom got married in, and then the last one, My Girl, Thomas J. It's so sad.
Awesome. Well, I got to do my third one.
Okay.
Actually, my order is this is gonna be my third saddest. So it could be number 1. We're gonna go third. This one made me cry the least, but it is very sad. And so my number 3 is gonna be One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The end of that, when they, spoiler alert, lobotomize Jack Nicholson. It is, and then he has to kill him. Oh, that's a toughie. So that's my number 3. The Green Mile, and them having to kill him, even though they all know it wasn't him. Is real sad, and then Simon Birch going down with the bus is some sad shit. Even though he's the hero, He is the hero, but he does.
That movie is crazy. How he killed his friend's mom. It has
the saddest part and the funniest part in movie history as well.
Yeah,
because when he hits her in the head with that baseball,
and then she dies,
so fucking funny, huh? And she dies, but when it happens, it's so funny.
It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, of course he loves her. His own family treats him like shit.
Yeah.
And she loves him.
And he's like, why, God? Oh, that was so terrible. I hated that.
That's a good movie. Simon Birch is a good sad movie. So that's my top 3 sad moments. You top 3 sad moments. I don't know, man. Wild episode. Weird episode. I already gave you our email. Please email us. We got none last week. Get the word out on Melon Fights. We got chopped off. I chopped off some of the stuff I said last week. But yeah, this part. Get the word out. Tell people about Melon Fights. If you got everyone listens to podcasts nowadays, but they don't know us. I know you know people that don't know us, and they need to know us.
Yeah. I mean,
they might want. This is the episode for them to listen to because our sports betting ain't that great. And Tara's, I don't know. She's on like a She's on a early morning like brain waves right now.
I don't think I was that bad.
No, you weren't. I agree. I'm just fucking with you. It's funny. I mean, you weren't like top of your game.
I
Would you
definitely
say you were on
wasn't on
top
top.
of your game?
No, I was not on top of
Okay.
my game.
Fair enough. Follow us at Andyland Entertainment on Instagram. MELLONfights on
TikTok.
And write us emails. We love our emails. I want to be like, I want a voicemail. I want a voicemail. People to call in and leave voicemails. We should come up, set something like that up. Merch to be coming soon, maybe?
Yeah.
Cool. MELLONfights. We love y'all.
Love it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Wait, Tara.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday, Tara.
Have a Tuesday. God.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
MELLONfights.
That was good.
Thanks.